Question 22. On a calculator paper, it's always a whopping great big clue when you're asked to solve a quadratic and give your answers to three significant figures. This tells me already that this is going to be a quadratic formula problem. So I set up my values of a, b and c very carefully. Here I can see that a is 2, b equals 9 and c is negative 7. Remember that the sign has to stay with that one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug all of my values into the quadratic formula to get minus 9 plus or minus the square root of 9 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 7. And that's all going to be over two lots of a, so in this case 4. Once I've got that, I can tidy everything up and get negative 9 plus or minus the square root of 137 divided by 4, and this will give me my two solutions for x as 0.676, and also it would give me negative 5.18 as a solution for 3 marks. In part B, now there's a couple of different ways of approaching this one. There is quite a nice, clever way of doing it, which I'll show you in a second, but also as well what we can do is a bit of algebraic rearrangement. If I take this equation, which is 2 over y squared plus 9 over y minus 7 equals 0, what I can do is multiply both sides by y. Now what this will do is it will cancel the denominator here, and let's just have a look at how that turns out. If I take 2 divided by y squared and times it by y, this now becomes 2 over y. If I take the 9 divided by y, times it by y, becomes just 9, and this becomes minus 7y. 0 times y stays the same. Now you can see I've still got a fraction here which I need to deal with, so what I'm going to do with this one is times by y again. This means that 2 divided by y times by y is 2, plus 9 times y is 9y, and 7y or negative 7y times y gives me negative 7y squared equals to 0. And what you could do from here is move everything across to the other side, so I'm going to have 7y squared minus 9y minus 2 equals 0, and again looking at this one you would probably want to use the quadratic formula to actually solve it. Now we did that in the previous example, so I won't go through that one again because I do want to show you the other way. So notice that this is part B of a two-part question, and actually it looks quite similar to what we had before. In the previous example we had 2's, we had 9's and we had 7's all going on here. It was 2x squared, 9x and a negative 7 at the end. So there is a common link here. What we could do is we could use the substitution that y is 1 over x. Now because we've already got our values of x from the previous one as being 0.676 and negative 5.18, what we could just do to get the answers to this equation is say that y is 1 over these. So 1 over 0.676 and 1 over negative 5.18. This would give me values of y as being equal to 1.48 for the first one, and for the second one negative 0.193. These are also the same solutions you would get if you used this equation and did the quadratic formula with it.